Today we have Mr. Simon Christmas and Ms. Muhomuza Ivy. Ivy, I-V-Y.
Yes, my lord. If it pleases my lord, continuing the cross-examination of Ellison Karuhanga. My lord, I just had about 5 areas only. Yes. I'll try and check them as fast as possible. I'll start, Mr. Mubiru, if you can go to page 28 of your report.
Yes, please continue.
Mr. Mubiru, confirm that on page 28, paragraph K, you found a mixed DNA profile of at least 2 donor contributors from exhibit labeled 5-1, which is 6H2Y23F002, which is a projectile.
That's correct, my lord.
That is 6H2Y 23, my lord, S0. Yes. Page 28.
Make it a little bit. I'm going to follow you back.
Endorsement 6H2Y. 23S022.
Yes, we found.
Mr. Mwiru, can you confirm that you know what a projectile is?
Lord, I can tell you what I meant by projectile. Because I have the...
No. I think, can you confirm you know what a projectile is?
Yeah, that's what the description is given, projectile.
Thank you. So that means you know what it is?
Yes, I know what it is.
Yes, okay, thank you.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Okay.
If you know, if you say so, I know what it
Would you agree that once a bullet is fired from a gun, a cartridge casing falls out and the projectile is what hits the body?
Yes, that's correct.
It's what hits the body,
is. What?
the projectile. It's what kills the person. Would I be correct? If a person dies of a gunshot wound, it's the projectile that has killed.
It's the one that penetrates, doesn't mean that's the one that kills.
It's the one that penetrates.
Okay.
You're obviously aware that Mr. Katanga died of a single gunshot wound to his head.
That's the issues we have heard about. That's what was given in the case information.
So the answer is yes. He died of a single gunshot wound to the head.
I cannot confirm that, but I know that the person in question was penetrated by the projectile.
Okay. So Mr.
Okay,
Katanga
Mr. Katanga.
was penetrated by a projectile.
I'm going to stay here where I'm going. That is something simply directly. Otherwise, the rest of the time.
Much obliged, my lord.
Uh-huh.
And one projectile was brought to your lab for DNA analysis.
My lord, that is...
No, my question is, one projectile was brought to your lab for DNA analysis.
yes, that's correct.
And you found that projectile with Mr. Katanga's DNA on it.
Yes.
Yes, that's my question.
Uh-huh.
So I want you just to look at your conclusion in paragraph K. Yeah?
Yes, my lord.
If we can.
That one is page 4.
That's page 28 or 48.
Okay. Uh-huh.
The one who starts the results. This which is the last sentence, the last paragraph on the page, which starts, the results from the analysis support the hypothesis HP. In this regard, it is more than 1 billion times likely that the major contributor is Mole Katanga and the minor contributor is the deceased Henry Katanga. So it is your evidence that the bullet that went through Mr. Katanga's head had Mrs. Katanga as the main contributor of DNA.
Yes, and that's where we said
Thank you.
therefore the suspect cannot be excluded as a donor contributor.
Thank you.
So
The bullet that ripped through the head of the deceased had Mrs. Katanga as the major contributor
Yes.
by 1 billion times.
My lord.
Would that be fair to say?
No, you are...
No, you answer later. I want to put it to you that that in fact is the challenge of DNA evidence. That we do not know how, who, when. It is a challenge. I'm not accusing you of anything. I'm saying that that exhibit explains everything we need to know about DNA. Correct?
My lord, from this exhibit, there is biological material.
Just answer my question. Does that explain the challenge of DNA evidence? That a bullet that goes through one person's head has another person with a billion times more DNA on it?
Yes, but do you know
Thank
that
you.
nobody knows where the bullet landed?
That's the whole point. But I think you can according to your answer, you don't know where it landed. And I want to go to now the second topic.
So my lord, there is
Oh,
pointing
that's
out
again
the
what?
activity. This is pointing out that the activities that lead up to the deposition of the DNA.
Yes, you already told us you don't do activity level DNA. You just tell us the source.
Yes.
And I'm saying the danger of the source is in that exhibit. Now I want to go to the next topic. Again, I want you to go to your report.
That is topic 2.
yanabuza kuti essomo ly'omukooti essasi eryatire omugenzi Katanga eryagiremu ekishoshokero kyalyo kuba kyebire bakashangaho DNS eyambore Katanga eri nyingi eya Henry Katanga niyo yabire nyingi yagira ngo ko kyabiriki.
My Lord, before I go to topic 2, I don't know where we had ended on that one. I just need to know if I asked him.
I want the bullet going to the road and decision. I have in 1 year behind.
Much obliged. The next topic, Mr. Mugiru, I want you to go to your report. I want you to take us to an extra 4, which are the Euroformix results.
Where?
My Lord, it is this, I think, it's the report, the DNA report itself, the DNA analysis report. And we're looking at an extra 4 of that report. It's just such. It's the last one extra. No, my Lord, I think it's. Yes. It's those computer generated things. I think it looks like. I think the page will look like this. It looks like this. You see the next one.
Have you seen that? What do you understand?
Yes. That.
This is an extra for
An extra for the first page of an extra corner.
What one?
The very first one. After this one. Then the next one, my Lord. Yes. Now, I want you to confirm that the first sample in your Euroformix data is 6H2Y23S007.
Yes, I have that in mind.
I don't know if that's the same page you have.
What? Okay, no.
And that was a bed sheet recovered from Katanga.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, those are
I think the sample is 6H2Y23.
You can video.
Yes, my Lord, if you look, just after the heading data,
Yes, yes.
You see the sample 6H2Y23S007.
Yes, yes.
Can you confirm that the system shows the user?
Yes, that is the person who logs into the system.
That's the person who inputted the data.
No,
That's the person who used the system that day.
no, we have people who log into the system and they have assistants.
Just for, okay, but that's the user. Can you see the user?
Yes, that's the user who
Can you
logged on
confirm
the
that the
Windows
user
platform.
is B. Harelimana?
Yes, that is one of my analysts.
B. Harelimana. Can you confirm that that is Assistant Superintendent of Police Barnabas Harelimana?
Well, I can confirm Barnabas Alemana is my staff.
How many pages is that analysis that you have?
But your specimen, I have 3 pieces of paper.
So if you can turn to the 3rd page. Then the page after that will be the next specimen, correct?
Yes.
You might want us to go to the next specimen. So if I can, after the 3rd page, the next one. Then the next one, which is now a new Euroformix. This one is, would I be correct to say that that is sample 6H2Y23S0014?
Yes.
The next one is sample, can you read it?
6H2Y 23 S0014, which is dried blood from the doorframe. 014 is 014. Forgive me, my lord. 6H2Y 23S0014.
S014.
014. S014. Apologies. Thank you, my learning friend.
Yeah, let's be accurate.
Yes.
Other you say, I don't know.
014. Can you confirm it's dried blood from the doorframe of the Katanga house?
Yes, correct, my lord.
Can you confirm the user is also
Yes, the user here, as you indicated earlier, that is my staff.
the user is Assistant Superintendent of Police Barnabas Harelimana?
Is a staff and an analyst.
And ASP Barnabas Harelimana. Can you take us to the next sample? How many pages do we move from that one?
3.
Wait, how many pages? 3. Huh? The next one.
Can you confirm, I know that is Euroformix, can you confirm the sample is 6H2Y23S0017? 017. 6H2Y23S017. Can you confirm that the user is El Muchesi?
That's correct.
Can you confirm that that is Superintendent of Police Lillian Doris Mutesi.
Yes, that's correct.
And can you confirm that the sample Lillian Doris Mutesi?
That is the person who had logged into the Windows platform.
And can you confirm that the sample is the magazine?
Yes, this is the swap from the magazine.
Can you take us to the next Euroformix result?
Yes,
How many pages?
3 pages.
How many, what, would the sample be 6H2Y? The next page, my lord. The sample be 6H2Y 23S019.
Yes, that's correct.
Is it 019 or 020?
019.
019, eh?
Yes, that's what I have.
And would you agree that that sample is the trigger and trigger house?
That's the swap from the trigger and trigger house.
Can you confirm that the user Superintendent of Police Lillian Doris Mutesi?
No, that's correct.
Can you go to the next sample? How many pages do we turn?
3 papers.
Would I be correct to say that that is sample 6H2Y23S020?
That's correct.
Would I? Would I be correct to say that that's the barrel of the gun?
That is a swap from the barrel of the gun.
Yes. Would I be correct to say that the user is Superintendent of Police Lillian Doris Mutesi?
That's correct.
How many pages? Can you go to the next one?
3 papers.
Is that sample 6H2Y23S021?
No, that's correct, my lord.
Would I be correct to say that that is a swapping taken from Henry Katanga during postmortem?
Yes, that is a cutting from the swab taken from the deceased at postmortem.
It is 6H2Y23S021. Yes, my lord. I don't know what you have there. Because we don't have page numbers on ours, so yours is the correct.
No.
Yours is the correct one, my lord.
I don't know about page number. I don't know about what? Expression sample now.
The one we have in ours says 682Y 23 S021. Yeah. But my lord, yours is there. We don't have a correct one. You have the correct one. So I don't know the sample number you have is the one we have to go with.
I just open the what's this one? Which is 022. Do you see that?
So it means 21 is missing from the exhibit report.
Was it the one before? Okay, yeah, it's 2-1.
Right? And that, my lord, is the cutting taken from Henry Katanga during postmortem.
Where cutting?
Henry, the cutting of a swab taken from Henry Katanga during postmortem. Can you confirm the user is Superintendent of Police Lillian Doris Mutesi?
It is L Mutesi, the user is L Mutesi. We have just mentioned the name.
It is SP.
Lillian Doris Mutesi. How do you get to the next one? You count 3 pages?
That's correct, my lord.
My lord, that is sample 682Y23
Yeah.
S022, which is the projectile. Is that correct? And you can confirm the user again is Lillian Doris Mutesi.
Yes, we have a user here.
Just have 2 more to go. The next one is where again comes 3 pages
That's correct, my lord.
and sample 6H2Y 23 S031. And would I be correct to say that that is the wooden stick or the conic?
Yes, that's correct.
Would I be correct to say that the user is Superintendent of Police Lillian Doris Mutesi?
Yes, the user logged in at the time is any definition.
And then the last one is 3 pages later, correct?
And the very last thing here.
Yes. Would I be correct to say that the sample is 6H2Y23 S023.
That's correct, my lord.
And would I be correct, so that's a cartridge casing?
That's correct, my lord.
The cartridge casing. 682Y23 S023. That's the cartridge casing?
That's correct, my lord.
Would I be correct, so the user is Assistant Superintendent of Police Barnabas Harelimana?
That's correct, my lord.
Mr. Mwiru, would I be correct to say that at no point have I seen a user by the names of Andrew Mwiru?
That's correct.
Mr. Mwiru, would I be fair to say that the samples for the trigger and trigger house, the magazine, and the barrel of the gun were all done by a user using the name, by a user called Superintendent of Police Lillian Doris Mutesi?
No, that's not correct, my lord.
According to the Eurocomics results, was the user Lillian Doris Mutesi for those
That
samples?
is the user who was logged into the system at the time.
Yes,
of the
thank you.
event.
So the user on 68, the user for the samples for the trigger and trigger house, barrel of the gun, and magazine
For the trigger,
for the trigger and trigger house.
for the house,
So it's one sample, remember, trigger and trigger house.
Yes.
The magazine and the barrel of the gun. That the user
Who is logged in?
was Superintendent of Police Lillian Doris Mutesi.
Who is logged in at the time when we use the tool?
Can you confirm that the report before this court is signed by you and Superintendent of Police? Can you confirm
You signed by.
it's signed by you, Andrew Mubiru, and Assistant Superintendent of Police Barnabas Harelimana?
My lord, the report is authored by examiner number 1, who is myself, and also examiner number 8, who has now been reviewed in this court.
As Barnabas, as Assistant Superintendent of Police Barnabas Harelimana.
Yes, my lord.
The report is what?
The report is signed by Mr. Andrew Mubiru.
The report has been authored. The report before court was authored by examiner number 1,
Am I about signature?
authored by examiner number 1 and examiner number 8, both who have been reviewed in court.
And so it's also, and okay, that's what I did. Thank you for answering another question. So is it signed by Andrew Mubiru, Assistant Commissioner of Police, and by Barnabas Harelimana, Assistant Superintendent of Police?
Yes, that's correct.
Muvio
Andrew Mubiru
and it.
and Barnabas Harelimana.
Yes.
Would I therefore be correct to say that Lillian Doris Mutesi did not sign this report?
Lillian Mutesi did not author this report.
I'm
Therefore,
asking
did not
about
sign.
did not sign the report.
Did not author and did not sign.
But it is her credentials that were used to analyze the trigger and trigger house, the magazine, and the barrel?
It is our credentials which are on the system logged in at the time we use the tool.
So my question again, just please answer my question. We'll get another question later. It is her credentials that analyze the trigger, that are used to analyze the trigger and trigger house, the barrel, and the magazine.
Our credentials are for the user that is logged in at the time we use the tool.
Okay, let me ask a question like this. Does Euroformix identify the user at that point as Lillian Mutesi?
Euroformix identifies the user who is logged in, but also can identify the computer that you're utilizing.
So I'm asking about the user.
Yes.
Does it identify Lillian Mutesi on the trigger and trigger house, barrel, and magazine? My last question is I want to move on to
as
the
a
story.
user on the computer which is logged in.
Okay, I'll take that answer.
Number one,
Identifies her as the user on the computer that is logged in.
Euroformix
Yes. Maybe my lord, you can do a quick interpretation.
identifies
Lillian Doris Mutesi as the user who is logged in.
Ekintu kizomesho bali bagamba hampundu eyitira omugezi Katanga bali bagamba okuba akibire treka byayo kuba akibire amagazini kuba akibira amasasi babuuza ngu system eyo akolise Euroformix noho owa noho wakikozise kubanu bantu bakibire empundu ekyo ati kansayatera nkano student of personal veterinary and Doris Mutesi bakakozesa niwe wabera aliona anakikozesa bakakozesa credentials then hariho nino beta Barnabas hati yambuza ngwagambire ekikooti ngu ekikooti eyaletire omu kooti eki eyetirwa ntugambaho niwe wakikozire hamwe n'onijo wakweta Barnabas Harerimana yagira ngwego niwe wakikozire hamwe na mugenzi we Barnabas Harerimana niwe bakisayiningire koka Lillian Doris Mutesi arakikozire kandi arakisayiningira.
Thank you.
Yes, you want.
Yes, my lord, I'm now going to the third topic. My lord, I'm going to the third topic.
Introduce.
Mr. Muguru, you testified that you visited the Katanga house at plot 50 Chwatu Road.
Yes, I was able to gain access.
Thank you. Just answer my question. Katanga house at plot 50. Is it plot 50A?
I'm not certain.
Plot 50A Chwatu Road, Mbuya.
What?
Yes, Chwa. Right from the Kabaka. Okay. You testified that you entered the main house.
Yes, I entered the main house.
Okay. Would I be right to say, I want to suggest to you that there is a command post. There was a command post at that time.
There are two levels of command posts. You have got the outer ring for administration, then you have one position outside the seat of crime.
So there's a thing called, so we're clear, the command post is a terminology of police.
No, it is when you set up a scene, when you cordon off a scene, you have got an administrative area, you have an area for media, Then you identify where the seat
What do you
is.
want to know?
I want to know, my lord, where Mr. Muguri was.
I was able to take position at the administrative area and also enter the house to offer myself for technical guidance nearer to the seat of the incident, which was the master bedroom.
And the administration was?
So you were inside the house,
Yes.
near the master bedroom,
Yes, there's a post there which was set up.
offering guidance.
Technical guidance.
Inside the house.
Yes, the main seat of the is inside the house, upstairs.
He was inside the house, yes.
Upstairs,
That's correct.
inside the master bedroom.
No. Outside the master bedroom, there was a technical post set up.
No, let's just know where we were. We need another topic.
He's saying inside. I was not inside. Outside was.
You were just near the
Outside the
door.
main bedroom.
Yes.
You saw there.
Yes.
You were just near the door.
That's the conclusion.
I'm not aware.
Upstairs, outside the main
Mr. Mubiru, would I be correct to say? No, I want to suggest to you that your directorate has issued a crime scene procedure manual.
Yes, we have a crime scene procedure manual
Thank you.
which has been approved by the Inspector General Police.
Now, get on that. You know what I'm saying? You didn't say we'll ask for. One second.
Actually, right, my lord.
Are you also an approver on it?
As a director, I also have a role to play in approving the procedure.
If I gave you the crime scene procedure manual,
So, what was the vision?
does he also approve the crime scene management procedure manual? The crime scene procedure manual.
Yes, that's correct.
And what did you say, sir?
He said he approves it. He has a role as the director.
I have a role
The role of do what?
of approving
Of
prior
applying.
to
Of approving the crime scene procedure manual.
Okay, yeah. Spend this time here. You are sure of what this man wants. So eventually, you will be volunteering on the other side of the commission.
If I show it to you, you can identify it.
What is that? Enrichment?
But yes, I've shown the witness the crime scene management procedure manual. Is it the one?
my lord. This is a copy which is unsigned
Is it the crime?
of a crime scene procedure manual, QP 028.
Is it the one?
Yes, be the one, but it's not the one that I authorized.
You can bring the one you authorized to court?
Yes, I can bring
So
it.
what is that?
This is a copy of the crime scene procedure manual, unsigned and approved, and it's titled Crime Scene Management Procedure Manual QP 028.
And does it?
And signed? And
And it's signed.
Yes.
And unapproved?
Unapproved.
And uncontrolled.
So you can.
And uncontrolled?
Yeah. And you are in a position to provide this court with the signed, approved, and controlled version.
Yes, that's correct.
With the signed
Approved
and
controlled version. So my lord will be asking him to provide it, but I will continue the cross-examination now. Can you order someone to bring us the actual in the meantime?
I know that we shall then have to seek for a short adjournment.
no, it will be during, after lunch.
Yes. We'll bring it later. Not now. Let's finish this, then we'll make sure that before we
How
are done.
was this controlled? If it is controlled, you don't ask a junior person to retrieve it. I need this to bring this
To bring the control code.
No, but can you confirm that every scene of crime officer should have a copy of this?
It is something we are disseminating to all our senior crime officers.
So there are thousands of copies.
No, we try to make them know about the contents of this in the training.
This is smart.
Hello? Madam, this is double page. This is double page. I've given him.
Okay. Why did you volunteer this one? This is the exact one.
No. The exact one is with him. He wants to bring us a signed one. What I was informing him is that every scene of crime officer in Uganda should have this.
Yes, this is the guideline, the procedure manual that we.
So my lawyer is saying control. It's not that it's to him alone. If he orders, can simply come there.
Okay.
So let's just go on the record to say that it is correct that every scene of crime officer in Uganda should have a copy.
Every scene of crime officer is encouraged to know the contents of the manual, put them in practice.
And what is the one price?
Would I be correct to say that in that manual, which you approved, you are supposed to establish the boundaries of the scene of crime?
Yes, the manual guides the officer that they
That's the answer.
The establish the what?
The boundaries.
No, no. Okay.
Would I be correct to suggest? Now, I would suggest to you that there is a difference between the scene of crime and the seat, S-E-A-T, the seat of crime in that manual.
Yes.
I want it is correct that in this case the scene of crime was the Katanga house and the seat of crime was the Katanga bedroom.
That's how the scene of crime officer.
The scene
was the Katanga house and the seat, S-E-A-T, the seat of crime was the Katanga bedroom. Mr. Obiru, can you confirm that you went to the Katanga house on the 2nd of November 2023?
Yes, I signed the crime scene.
Did you go to the Katanga house on the 2nd of November 2023?
Yes, if I can check the logs, I attended.
When was that? Second.
I cannot recall the exact date, but I do remember, and I signed on an entry log.
On the 2nd of November.
No, let's not write what was not going. Going to receive is first.
Yes, ma'am.
Now it is adding when they are second of November. Is it really when they are second of November?
Yes, it's possible, my lord. I just need to check the access log because it's quite some time.
So
But I signed the act there.
you went to the Katanga house, but I don't remember the date.
Did you go to the Katanga house more than 7 times?
Every time I attended, I signed the.
My question, did you go to the Katanga house on 7 different dates?
I don't remember how many times, but on several occasions I went to the scene and I signed the entry log.
And you'll also be able to bring us those entry logs that you signed.
Those entry logs are with the senior crime officer, the custodian.
You have them.
I don't have it.
Hello?
It doesn't matter.
Same. What are those logs?
Entry and exit logs.
Yes, we have an entry log.
So you signed when you got in and you signed when you got out.
We sign when you get
Please,
in.
please,
and-
it doesn't have that.
I don't know.
I don't know.
But he also says he went there many times.
On several occasions.
Someone was.
We shall count the number of times that they appear in the log.
Okay, now, did you sign in the entry log as a crime scene examiner or as a DNA analyst?
As a supervisor.
What is that called?
He signed in the entry log as a supervisor.
Yes.
So you were not there as a DNA analyst.
Yes, as a supervisor of DNA analysis.
No,
I was still a supervisor.
Of DNA?
no. He signed as a supervisor
Yes.
at the house.
Yes.
You are supervising everything that was happening, CID, and
No. I was supervising the technical areas which I'm competent in.
that is the scene of crime officer.
No.
Am I correct to say that you are the commander of scene of crime officers?
No, I am not.
Are you the person with direct control of scene of crime officers?
I superintend over 7 departments. And
One
one
of
of
them
the
is
departments is criminal identification, under which there is a section of scene of crime.
So you've answered my question.
Anyway, they're going to. So let him say it.
So he
It's
superintends.
saying in the
Let me rephrase the question.
entry log as
As a supervisor.
Of who?
As a
Of
supervisor, I was supervising the team that was undertaking the blood pattern analysis.
The team.
Supervising.
Was undertaking the blood what? Pattern.
The supervision of the team that was undertaking the blood pattern analysis.
Okay, he has said.
Mr. Muguru, can you confirm that that blood pattern analysis was done on the 22nd of November?
They did it over several days, and I don't know when they
No, according to the report that has been given to us.
Yes, you got the
Visited
report
the
here.
scene once on 22nd November. Is that report false?
No, we released the report. I think you gave me a copy. I need to look at it again until the date when it was released.
No, it was released much later in January, but just confirm.
Yes, my work, the report was listed on the 25th of January.
But look at the first page. It tells us when the team visited.
Yes, it is here on the 22nd of November 2023 at 10:52.
So it's not correct to tell court that you are just supervising that team.
I'm a supervisor. That's my
Just listen to my question.
So you know about the blood pattern.
The blood pattern analysis was done on the 22nd of November 2023.
Is that so?
That's the date when the team engaged at the scene.
In fact, Mr. Maviru, that's the date the team engaged, my lord, is the answer.
So what about the blood pattern? You are asking about the blood pattern.
Yes, my question is very
Don't
simple.
the team with it.
Yes, my question is very simple. The blood pattern analysis was only done on the 22nd of November 2023.
So
No, but the team was there from the beginning.
Show us that in the report.
No, this is when the team engaged. But we have a team that is always at the scene.
Go to page 2 of that report.
Yes.
Can you read paragraph 1?
Paragraph 1, on the 22nd of the year, 10:53.
On what?
On the 22nd of November 2023, 10:52, SPCN Joji Damiano led the evidence response team comprised of IP Church, AIP Apombela, to a scene located at plot 50. Tratu Road, Buya.
So is it fair to say that according to this report,
yes, he doesn't know anything about the blood pattern.
no, my lord, he has said he supervised. He signed to supervise that exercise.
Yes, but then the date.
No, the report is clear that there is only one date. He has told this court he appeared there 7 times as a supervisor. With several times. Several times. So Mr. Mubiru, I want us to go to the times you were there. We can see that on 22nd you were there to supervise a blood pattern analysis.
Was that? Do you know anything about the dates?
No, I don't.
No, the activities. I'm interested in the activities.
I was,
put
my lord,
in there.
my lord, I was at the scene on several occasions, but every time I go to the scene, I am there as a supervisor. I am the director of forensic services.
So just
And
to say that
administratively,
just
I have an administrative role to supervise all activities under my command.
So you have, would I be correct to say that you have an administrative role to supervise all activities under your command?
That's correct.
I have an administrative role to supervise all activities under his command.
Continue.
Mr. Mubiru, one of the activities under your command is the activities of a scene of crime officer.
Crime scene management is one of the activities under my command.
So the answer to my question is yes.
That's correct.
So, when you visited the scene, you supervised the scene of crime officers in this case.
All the personnel of forensics who are at the scene, I administratively have to supervise them.
So did you supervise this?
On the several occasions I was there to do my supervisory role as an administrator. And also on some occasions to technical guidance.
I don't know.
So, did you answer my question? Did you you are also supervising the scene of crime officer?
You know, when you are more specific,
Yes, my lord. They are under my
generalize, you don't know what you do. Nobody wants to know.
Yes, they are under my supervision, my lord.
Did you say that they are
I said under his supervision. The scene of crime officers.
That one was the last question. What about the latest?
I don't know. The latest is, so the entire crime scene management in this case was done under your personal and direct supervision.
That's not correct.
It's not correct. The entire crime scene management was done under personal for that matter. Personal supervision.
The next question, my lord. I'm winding up this. Can you confirm that for every time you attended the scene, you supervised the activities of the scene of crime officers?
My lord, I've already answered that question. I have a supervisory.
So the answer is yes. Please answer. Just answer. You can answer. You want to open your thing on that.
I did not directly superintend over him, but I supervise all the activities of my personnel.
So is the answer that I supervised the activities or that I did not supervise the
I
activities?
supervise the activities of my personnel.
So my question is not to you, it's the SOCO. You supervise the activities of SOCO.
Including the SOC.
So in this case, you are the SOCO.
No, I am not the SOC.
You are the crime scene examiner.
No, I am not.
You are the analyst.
I am an analyst in the laboratory as a DNA analyst.
Do you find it irregular for the DNA analyst to go to a scene of crime, sign a log as a supervisor, not as an analyst, and then also appear in the lab? Don't you agree that your role in this case is irregular?
My lord, my role is not irregular and it's not unusual for experts to attend scenes of crime.
But you are not attending as an expert. You are
Supervisor.
Let's be clear. You attended a scene of crime not as an expert, but as a supervisor.
Both technical and administrative.
When you signed in the law, did you sign as an expert or as a supervisor?
I signed as supervisor, my lord.
So you attended the scene of crime as a supervisor.
That's correct, my lord.
So now, I want to wind up this particular. Mr. Mubiru, can you confirm that if a scene is not well managed, samples can be contaminated?
That is precisely the reason why we manage a scene. not to contaminate or to pollute the scene.
So is it true that if a scene is not contaminated,
Yes, pollution can happen.
what do you say this?
Yes, my lord.
Is it true that in your crime scene procedure manual, you tell people who are recovering exhibits to change their gloves as regularly as possible?
That is the best practice that we guide them.
So the answer is yes.
That's correct, my lord.
They tell people who are in the crime scene procedure manual, they instruct the officers to change their gloves as many times as possible to avoid contamination.
That's correct, my lord.
He instructs the officer to change the gloves as many times as possible. For what you want us?
To avoid contamination.
Next.
Would I be correct to suggest, suggest to you rather, that if an officer, hypothetical, wears one pair of gloves and recovers a gun, opens someone's handbag and recovers a phone, touches bed sheets, recovers exhibits, marks them, takes blood swabs, is likely to be transferring DNA from one sample to another.
That is true as long as not changing gloves as often as possible.
So if gloves are not changed, maybe if the gloves are not changed, an officer is likely to transfer DNA from one item to another. The same pair of gloves.
Gloves are not changed.
Yes, if you use one set of gloves and you don't change them after recovering one piece of evidence, you can transfer the next item.
Isn't it proper that after changing gloves, we should have one central place where the gloves are kept so there can be accountability?
My lord, the scene of crime officers are guided to collect all their materials once they are in the scene. Now, how they do it, that is a tactical matter.
Very good. You are there. Supervising.
Again, the correct there.
There are gloves.
You say they were doing it.
Once they are done with the processing of the scene, how they do it during the processing of recovery is up to them.
Just two questions, but for purposes of this case, can you confirm that you do not have a record of a change of gloves?
I know that's not there. We
Thank
have
you.
sufficient
Thank you.
gloves in the scene.
That's not there.
We don't record that I've changed the glove. Even when I was in the court here, I don't record that now I've changed. It's just that once we are done,
Actually, when you're in court here, you stopped changing.
I was changing my glove. It's the practice.
But you don't record. You see that the
No,
thing
we
is,
don't record that.
the
my
thing
lord.
is that at the scene of crime,
This is it's not even legal evidence.
there's no evidence that there's no evidence that one person didn't wear one pair of gloves and give us a contaminated scene.
My lord, I cannot answer to that, and I don't have that.
Okay. Now, I want us to go to your report, just the last question on this. And I want us to go to page 29 of 48. That's the last question on this, and I go to a new topic. Page 29 of 48. So at page 29 of 48, you speak of a paragraph L. Eh? Are you there?
That's correct, my lord.
A partial mixed DNA profile of 2 donor contributors from exhibit labeled 7,
Yes.
which is 682Y23S023, which is a cartridge casing.
Error.
Yes, paragraph L at page 29. Sample is 682Y23S023.
Yes, that's there.
Recovered, it's a cartridge casing recovered from the page sheet.
Yes, that's correct, my lord.
Would I be can you confirm that a cartridge casing is when you fire the bullet and the projectile leaves? The spent cartridge is what falls.
Yes, that's correct, my lord. Spent cartridge is what is ejected by the fire.
Yes.
And is it correct to say that when I look at your report at page 29, I put it to you that the results of the DNA here show that the DNA on that cartridge belonged to 2 untested, unrelated individuals from the Ugandan population. Unrelated to Katanga.
That's correct, my lord. The results from the analysis support the defense hypothesis, as stated.
The hypothesis is that 2 untested individuals from the Ugandan population who are not related to Henry Katanga and Mole Katanga are the donor contributors of the DNA. I suggest to you that those 2 individuals are officers and men of the Uganda police force who were very busy contaminating the scene of crime.
No, that's not correct, my lord.
So do you know whose DNA it is?
I don't know who those 2 untested unknown, but the people that we use in the forensics, we have their DNA specimen.
What about those in CID?
Only the people who
Yeah.
are participating in the ceremony.
So that can be Betty's.
I don't know.
That can be Kadarura Bo.
I don't know.
That can be, my Lord, I was mentioning police officers who are at the scene. He doesn't have the DNA of Kadarura Bo.
No, I don't.
And he was there.
I don't have his DNA.
And you are not. So in this case, so the DNA on the projectile is different from the DNA on the cartridge casing.
My lord, is yesterday said DNA is DNA, but the contributors of the DNA.
No, my question. The DNA on the projectile is different from the DNA of the cartridge casing, correct?
The contributors of the DNA on the cartridge cases are different from the contributors of the DNA on the projectile.
I want to move to the next topic. agree with me that your lab must be independent? A lab must be independent.
It's one of the principles that we have. Technically, we are independent, administratively, and then
No,
the other
this is
principles.
answer the question you asked.
Okay.
A lab must be independent. You agree that its methods must be tested and reliable.
That's correct.
Mr. Mubero, in July of 2023, you issued and published on the internet a performance report for the director. Is that correct?
That's correct, my lord.
If I show it to you, can you identify it? It's published on the internet for everyone
Yes,
to
it's
read.
a published judgment.
They issued and
Issued a performance report for the Directorate of Forensic Services. Can you confirm that that document is the report?
Yes, this is the performance report that was published.
Can you confirm it has your signature?
I authored the forward on the published document.
The answer to the question was, can you confirm it has your signature?
Yes, that's correct.
Please go to page 29 of that report.
Yes.
Do you see the last paragraph of page 29 of your report?
Yes.
I'll read it maybe for purposes. No, you can read it for us.
Starting from the ISO.
Yes.
The ISO IEC 17025 2017 International Standards specifies the general requirements for competence, impartiality, and consistent operation of laboratories. The standard is applicable to all organizations performing laboratory activities regardless of the number of personnel. Laboratory customers, regulatory authorities, organizations, and schemes using peer assessment, accreditation bodies, and others use the standard in confirming or recognizing the competence of the laboratories. The documentation of our process ensures that forensic analysis is fit for purpose to derive maximum value from the crime scene reports of that.
Okay. So, would I be fair to say, no, according to this document, you recognize the competence and impartiality of the lab. One of the ways is to use the international standard ISO/IEC 17025:2017.
Yes, that is
Thank you.
the standard we benchmark ourselves.
Thank you. The standard is ISO, my lord.
what does this say about the standard?
So that's the standard they use to benchmark. ISO, the standard is, they use this standard to benchmark. The standard is the ISO stroke IEC 17025 then a colon, I think, 2017. And according to this standard is applicable to organizations performing laboratory services.
Yes.
According to this.
Yes, those are the organizations who can benchmark against it.
And
It's applicable to organizations carrying out laboratory services. And I think my madam should stop communicating.
it's okay. The standard is applicable to organizations carrying out laboratory services. Is that true?
Yes, this is the standard on which we benchmark our quality management system.
Let's continue.
Okay, and according to this standard is used to confirm or recognize the competence of laboratories.
Yes, that's correct. That is from the normative of the standard.
It's used to
Confirm and recognize the competence of laboratories. And according to and according to your report, it is one of your key objectives to be ISO accredited.
Yes, we pursue.
Thank you.
one of the
Key objectives.
how
To achieve accreditation status.
achieve
Accreditation status of his laboratory.
Accreditation status.
No.
Laboratory
Accreditation status of the laboratory.
to the standard ISO 17.
ISO stroke IEC
Accreditation status to the standard ISO.
IEC.
all these ones
Yes.
17025.
Yes.
And you are trying to get
2017.
yes. And you're trying to get that accreditation according to this report, so that once you have it, then the results from your lab would be internationally recognized as reliable.
That's one of the objectives.
Okay, thank you. So one of the objectives is so the results from the lab would be internationally reliable. So the results from his lab can be internationally reliable. And can you confirm that since that report was written up to now, your lab is not ISO certified or accredited?
We have not yet achieved the accreditation status.
Your lab is not ISO certified, yes or no?
We have not yet achieved accreditation status.
And according to that report, absent that accreditation status, your results are unreliable.
Those are your words, my lord. Those are council's
It is
words.
written in your report that it makes the...
That's he has imputed, and those are his words. Thank you.
Okay. Is your report correct to say that when you have that status, your results will be reliable?
When you achieve accreditation status, my lord,
Is your report correct to say that when you have those results, your lab will be reliable? I want to move to the next topic.
that's not true.
Your report is wrong.
Not that the report says that.
Okay. I want to move. Do you know a lab called the Directorate of Government Analytical Laboratories?
Yes.
Would I be correct to say that for more than Directorate of Government Analytical Laboratories, in brackets DGAL, it's abbreviated DGAL, correct?
That's the common name for the laboratory. As a short form.
It used to be called the government chemist.
Yes, we are called the government chemist.
Would I be correct to say that for more than 50 years, it is that lab that has been providing forensic evidence to the courts of Uganda?
That's not correct.
For police?
That's not correct.
How many years?
I don't know, you can ask the founders, but it's not correct.
My question is that the lab that generally provides forensic evidence to the courts?
It's one of the labs that provides evidence to the court.
In criminal cases?
Also in criminal and civil cases, it's one of the labs.
What criminal cases?
Even in criminal cases, it's one of the labs.
Can you confirm that that lab is ISO accredited?
I am not a staff of that lab and I'm not its provider, so I cannot.
But you worked there?
I worked there for 12 years, and at the time when I was there, it wasn't accredited.
And is it accredited now? To your knowledge, to your honest knowledge?
I saw a publication somewhere, but I cannot confirm.
So you've seen a publication that is accredited?
Yes.
Which is that?
A government chemist. Legal, I think it's what it's called now.
So is it accredited or no? Or you don't know?
He saw a publication somewhere that it's accredited.
So I cannot confirm. Yes.
You can, apart from accreditation, the other important thing is independence. Is that correct?
It's called impartiality, my lord.
Independence, before we reach impartiality. I'm coming to impartiality.
My lord,
I'm talking about independence.
Apart from what?
Apart from accreditation, another important thing is the independence of the lab.
my lord, I request counsel to clarify what it is by independence.
I want to suggest to you that your lab is not independent.
Please clarify what you mean by independence.
Okay, I want you to go to Defense Exhibit 5, the electroprogram. This is the electroprogram. Just, do you have a copy of them?
No.
You don't have a copy of the electroprogram?
You want me to look into the programs themselves?
Yes, what you gave us.
Yes, my case notes.
I want you to just look at this cover page here.
Yes, that's the cover page for the transit ladder.
I want you to confirm
Yes.
that in order to give this court
Yes.
Katanga's DNA, you required approval from the IGP.
My lord,
It is here. I want you to look at this thing and confirm who approved.
My lord, in order to disclose confidential information,
No. Just look at this document here and confirm who approved.
in order to disclose confidential information, the organization where the forensic laboratory is domiciled, police requires the approval of the head of the organization.
Okay. In order to release information,
In order to disclose confidential information,
he requires
I require approval
from the IGP.
of my line supervisor.
Oh, so now you go back to the other page.
And you can clearly see this from Exhibit D5. To release electroprograms to this court, you required the approval of the Inspector General of Police.
As part of confidential.
Go back at independent. So, and we continue.
Okay. So I therefore want to suggest to you that you are not independent because a person outside of the lab can make important decisions like disclosure of evidence in a court of law.
My lord, the administrative functions require that confidential information has to be approved before disclosure. Now what? Confidential information has to be approved before disclosure. And this is in the second document.
Now, yes, my lord, I'm going to, on top of independence and accreditation, you have provided to this court in this same document at page 2, the document had the electroparagraph. At page 2, you have provided page 2 of defense exhibit, the one that has the electroparagraph. It's a letter to the Inspector General of Police. That's not. Yeah, but you are. Okay, so you have here what you provided as the authorization for that DNA activity in Uganda. Would I be correct?
That is the certification point for Uganda reach.
Right? Let's work with my questions. You answer those, you make those wonderful statements. Another question. My question is, you provided us here with the authority for that DNA testing in Uganda.
Yes, that's correct.
Has provided us with the only authority he has to conduct DNA testing. Now, I want to read the last paragraph.
Yeah.
I want you to read the last paragraph which starts of that authority. First of all, confirm, before you read, confirm that this is a letter from the Ministry of Health.
Yes, it's a very difficult so that
Ministry of Health. Okay. You have to return it. I'm using it because it's not in
much of that, my lord.
it is from the Ministry of Health.
Yes, it is headed up for the Ministry of Health. Dated 21st July.
Dated 21st July 2023. So just confirm that you only got authority to do DNA testing in this country in July 2023.
That is when the ordinance was released by the minister and the protocol.
So the answer is yes or no?
That is correct.
Do DNA testing in Uganda. July 21st July 2023. That is just 3 months before the incident in this case occurred.
Yes, that's correct. This is July.
This is just 3 months before the incident in this case occurred. Just read for us the last paragraph.
My lord, the last paragraph is, it is in this regard that the Minister of Health adds the Uganda Police Force Forensic Laboratory at Naguru to the database of gazetted or certified facilities for DNA testing.
Stop there. You have been added to the database of gazetted and certified facilities for DNA relationship testing.
That's correct. That's what it reads here.
Can you confirm that DNA relationship testing is a situation where I go to establish parentage?
That is primarily what we call kinship analysis.
Here, the Ministry of Health is talking about that.
Yes, that's relationship testing. Parentage, siblings, grandparents.
In fact, that is in fact a role for the Ministry of Health. It is understandable for the Ministry of Health to supervise issues like that?
That's the law of the land. You can ask the Ministry of Health their remit as well.
But the Ministry of Health is not responsible for crime laboratories.
They say, however, I would also...
No, before you go, however, I just want you to first answer my question. The Ministry of Health is not part of the justice, law and order sector, correct?
You can ask the experts of the justice law and order sector.
You are part of it as a senior officer of the police. So you know who is part of it.
So when the Ministry of Health conducts...
Is the Ministry of Health part of your sector?
If they conduct sexual assault examinations, are they part of the criminal justice system?
No. You are not here to answer questions. How it works here? I don't know how it works. I don't know how
It depends.
Okay, the answer is it depends.
Yes. On the matter, it depends on the matter which is under question.
What was the question?
The question is, the Ministry of Health is not part of the criminal justice system in Uganda.
I would not categorically state it that way, my lord.
I cannot.
Okay, so now this accreditation continues. We're now going to the next sentence, which starts however. So maybe read however.
However, I would also like to confirm. However, I would also like to confirm that the laboratory should continue providing forensic DNA testing services as per its mandate.
So you can confirm that before this letter, you were already conducting forensic DNA testing services.
Yes, my lord, the facility
That's okay.
continues to perform those services.
So this letter is not the thing that licenses you to start conducting the services.
It certifies us to conduct the services.
My question, you are already conducting them. So
Yes.
this letter is not what licensed you to conduct them. Am I right?
I don't know about any document that requires the police to be licensed to do scientific investigations.
I know one.
Which one is that?
Uganda Police Standing Orders.
Yes.
So I suggest to you that under the Uganda Police Standing Orders Volume 2, Crime and CID, you are not allowed to conduct DNA testing.
That is also not literate.
So do you have an authorization from the police standing orders to conduct DNA testing?
Yes, I do.
So my lord, the question was,
How organization under
I put it to the witness that he has no authorization under the Uganda Police.
how do we see the answer?
I do have authorization.
Under the Uganda Police.
Under where?
The Uganda Police Force.
Under the Uganda, no, the document is called what?
You are quoting volume 2
Yes,
of the standing orders.
the standing orders are the Uganda Police Standing Orders, Volume 2, Crime and CID.
It's crime and CID.
Now, volume
Yes.
2. You say you have what? Authorization.
You have authorization under them.
That volume was done in 1984, my lord.
To conduct what?
Even the penal code.
To conduct what?
To conduct DNA testing in Uganda.
Yes.
Can you confirm that under that document you do not have a mandate to conduct DNA testing in Uganda?
It is not categorically stated in the document which was written in 1984.
Okay, I want to. What about? Okay, it's not categorical. So the answer: does this document give you authority categorically to conduct DNA testing in Uganda?
That's not the document that I derive my authority from.
Let's first start. Does this document give you authority to conduct DNA testing in Uganda? We can start with yes or no, then I'll go to that particular question. Don't worry, I'll come to that
The
question.
document gives guidance to the police on how to conduct scientific investigation.
So it gives guidance. So does it? I'm coming to that. For the first question, please answer it. It's my second last topic. I have one more topic. So this one, if you can help us move through it quickly, we'll appreciate. Does the Uganda Police Standing Orders give you authority to conduct DNA testing in Uganda?
My lord, those are the documented standing orders. We also have other orders which are not in that document.
This one will give you.
That very volume does not categorically state, my lord.
Okay. Are you aware that under Chapter 14, paragraph 106 of the Uganda Police Standing Orders, it is the government chemist that is authorized to conduct tests on blood?
And let me read that part.
Under what?
Under Chapter 14, paragraph 106 of the Uganda Police Standing Orders, Crime and the CID, Volume 2. So I first,
My lord, I'm reading 106.
yes.
Yeah.
I'm reading 106.
Yeah.
And can you confirm that these are the standing orders? First,
No, it's okay.
My lord, he has given me copies and I'm reading from the copies he has given me. Under paragraph 106, an indication of the type of work undertaken by this section, talking about the scientific aid section, is given in chapter 23, paragraph 24. I request that to also have that as well.
okay.
Material submitted for examination must be listed on Form 17A. The officer bringing it must take a note in the official notebook. I request my lord to read chapter 23, paragraph 14.
Okay, now go to 107.
In addition, the services of the government chemists are available for 1. Analysis of viscera for the presence of poison, identification of poisons or drugs for dangerous drugs, and that's where it ends, my lord.
Sorry, I'll get you the full one. But if you wanted, I'll get you. I'll show people the full one. But there's blood in there. But now you wanted which one?
Chapter 23, paragraph 14.
Yeah, it's the last page.
Yes, the extracts here, titled the scientific aid section.
Can you confirm that's your directorate? The scientific aid section is referring to your directorate.
No, it's referring to a section.
Yeah, it was promoted to a directorate, but it used to be that.
It used to be the identification bureau.
Okay, continue. That's even worse. So to understand what you are allowed to do in the standing orders, we should look for the identification bureau.
I'm reading, my lord.
Okay. You're
The
reading.
scientific aid section. The following is an indication of the work undertaken by this section. 1. Identification and comparison of wood and or other vegetable. Identification and comparison of hairs and other fibers. Development of erased ciphers which have been stamped on metal, wood, leather, etc. Examination of documents utilizing ultraviolet and infrared rays. Comparison of handwriting. Comparison of tool marks, foot impressions, etc. Firearm examinations. Number 2. See also chapter 14, which we have just read, paragraph 106, regarding the services of the government laboratory.
So under that, the scientific aid section was not allowed to do blood.
That's not what it says.
Does it allow you to do blood?
It says an indication of the work undertaken?
No, it's there. Does it allow you?
There is no word, my lord, here which says you are not allowed, or these are the only services.
No. By the way, as a government, you only do what the law allows you to do.
These are
you don't just do things you want.
My lord, under the...
But that's a debate for another day. Let's first deal with the answers. The answers are clear. Does the standing order allow that section to do blood?
The standing order, as it says...
Expressly. Let's deal with expressly.
The following is an indication of the work undertaken by this section.
Is there an express permission there for you to test blood?
It's not part of the indications
Thank you.
of the work undertaken by this section.
Thank you. So there's no express indication. Thank you. There's no express indication from the standing orders allowing you. One more question on that point, and then I move to the next one. So, and the next one will be the last one, my lord. The next section will be the last section. I have one more question on this particular thing. Do you have a sample police? Do you have one of the police form 17As that you provided to this court? Or maybe we can pick any of the IDs. But do you have one?
Yes, 17 years we attended in court.
But do you have any there?
I have my copy here.
So go to your copy, so we can save time. Go to the back page. Any police form 17A. Are you on the back page?
Yes.
At the bottom, there is the word the exhibits. Do you see it?
Yes.
I read that sentence. Read the sentence.
It reads the exhibits were handed to me by government chemists in sealed parcels at on date.
So are you aware that that police form 17A is in fact
Yes.
a document that should be filled by the government chemist?
This is the document we use for our work, my lord.
Are you aware that that form has no provision for you to be dealing with 17As?
I'm not aware, my lord.
So now, okay, and in that form, does it say anything about police form, the last page of police form 17A?
It's only filled by
The government chemist.
it's not aware. It's not aware.
Okay, but you can read it again just for clarity.
My lord has already recorded. Not aware.
Yeah, I think the fact that you're not aware is fatally clear to everybody. You're not aware of a lot, but that's just read for us. The exhibits were?
The exhibits, that has a dash, were handed to me by government chemists in sealed parcels at then the dash hours on dash day.
Is there any provision on that form for something called the Directorate of Forensic Services of the Uganda Police Force?
My lord, is not expressly indicated on the form.
Can you confirm to this court that you are not the government chemist?
Indicated that
It's not there. This is Mr. Mubiru. The office, the Directorate of Forensic Services.
that's the director.
It's not there in PF 17
Director
of Forensic Services.
that's what.
It's not provided for in Police Form 17. Well, I don't know how that being captured, maybe.
Yeah, it is not expressly indicated. Directorate of Forensic Service, that one.
It's not expressly indicated on the police form 17.
That's anything with Police Form 17. So, I just want to confirm that you are not the government chemist.
The Director of Forensic Services is not a government chemist.
And you are also not a government analyst.
Director. Is not the government
Chemist. I want to put it to you that you're also not a government analyst.
I am a forensic analyst for the Director of Forensic Services.
No, there's a position called a government analyst in the government chemist.
I am not a staff of the government chemist.
The what? You are not a government analyst.
Because I am not a staff of the government chemist.
So yes or no, you are not a government analyst.
I was once, but I'm not.
Good. My lord, the last issue. Maybe I can just end on that issue by putting it to you that apart from being unaccredited, you are also illegal. You are an illegal entity insofar as testing DNA. You have no authorization to test the DNA of anyone except finding out who my father is and who my mother is. I put that to you.
That is inaccurate, my lord. That is inaccurate.
Inaccurate.
This assertion is inaccurate.
Yes.
It is not true.
It's inaccurate. I know it's inaccurate.
My lord, I rephrase.
No,
It's
no.
not true.
It's inaccurate.
Let's take that. It is the same.
Okay,
It's not true that what
It is not true as counsel has stated.
that
It is not true that he has authority to take it. I put it to you that you have no authority to conduct any form of DNA testing except on issues of parentage. You cannot test anyone else's DNA in Uganda, and you should stop.
to test what? You say DNA.
Yes, to test anyone's DNA in Uganda except on the issue of parentage, and he should stop.
My lord, that's not true, and he has no authority to order us to stop.
No. Anyway, let's move. Is the last topic, my lord?
Yeah.
My lord, it's the last topic. And very few questions.
Try to confirm
Mr. Murray, just... Yes, my lord. Much obliged, my lord. Mr. Murray, just confirm that your report is dated the 30th of April 2024.
That's the date on the report, my lord.
Is it dated 30th?
The report is dated that April.
Oh, okay, right.
Mr. Murray, kindly confirm to this court that you were asked to provide copies of any preliminary reports and you declined to do so.
Yes, my lord, those were investigated.
You were asked and you declined.
We declined, my lord.
Thank you. Confirm.
And you declined.
And you declined.
My lord, they were requesting for investigatory reports.
No, preliminary reports you were asked and you declined. The question is it true that you declined?
Those are investigative reports, we do decline.
Yes.
Next.
Can you confirm? And when I look at your report, the cover letter of your report, my lord, which is the cover letter of the DNA report. Can you confirm that it was forwarded in response to a request from CID?
That's correct.
The report
Yes. On the 30th of April 2024.
was recording in the response to what?
Was forwarded in response to a request from CID.
Yes.
And can you confirm that there is no indication in the forwarding letter of this being a further report.
It is not a further report. It is an evaluative report for court.
No, it is for the CID.
Yes, the evaluative report to the OCCID.
There is no indication in this report of it being a further report. In fact, when I read this letter and this report, they are the first documents that are officially released by you to CID.
And as I indicated, they are investigative reports also issued to CID.
No, you did give them to us. So when I read this report, does this report give an impression that it is the first report issued from you to CID?
I know this is the first evaluative report issued to CID.
This is the first report that evaluated the evidence. My question, it's another question. I did not echo my question. It's another question. This is the first report that evaluated the evidence.
There are two types of report, my lord.
No, this is the first report that evaluated the evidence. I'm not asking for the type of reports. You'll get a chance in your exam.
This is an evaluative report.
It is the first report that evaluated the evidence, is my question. Please answer yes or no.
It's the first report that categorically states the opinion of the authors.
It is the first report that categorically states the opinion. Now, and you can confirm that all the reports you issue are issued to CID.
Yes, they pass through not only CID,
Thank you. In this case, the reports you issue to CID.
the requesting officer.
I want to give you a document which is the statement of offense and the particulars of the summary of evidence in this case. But I'm giving the witness the indictment. I just want you to look at paragraph 32. That is the indictment, my lord, dated 22nd of January. Just confirm the date. It's on the back page. The last page. Some of you, the last page, the date.
The last page.
Confirm the date. What is the date of the indictment?
Date at Kampala on the 22nd day of January 2024.
The date of indictment.
Yes, indictment in this case. 22nd of January 2024. Can you confirm that it's 4 months before you issued a report to CID?
That is 4 months before we issue the evaluative report to CID.
So you can now look at paragraph 32 of that report.
Yes, I can see I'm actively understand.
Yes. Can you read it for the court?
Read, my lord, 32. The so-called visited the scene and took several samples for forensic analysis. On the DNA examination,
The indictment, paragraph 32 of the indictment is what is reading. Maybe start again.
the so-called visited the scene and picked several samples for forensic analysis. On the DNA examination of the pistol,
I found my language friends that one. I hope she could also guide this. But anyway,
The summary of the case.
I am most grateful to my friend. The summary of the case, which is part of the indictment. Paragraph 32.
I know that already read the scene, the so-called visited the scene and picked several samples for forensic analysis. On the DNA examination of the pistol, it was found that A1's DNA was the most predominant on the trigger. The DNA analysis report shall be relied on during the trial.
And you confirm that this report, yes, my lord. Can you confirm that 4 months before they had the report, the DPP already said that A1 was predominant in the trigger, that they were therefore operating in the prophetic realm?
I cannot speak to that because I am not in the DPP's mind or in the
But the question is confirmed that they were claiming DNA results 4 months before we had DNA results.
I don't know whether they looked at the investigative report or the evaluative report, which they had on the 30th of April. But from what I can read and see,
Which they had when?
this is 22nd January.
Yes.
The evaluative reports that we issued.
No. Just confirm. On the 30th of April, on the 22nd of January,
Yes.
this report was not in existence.
I don't know which report they referred to.
Now one that's before court.
It doesn't say here.
No, it was not in existence. That is in January. Your report is in April. My question is, by the time that allegation was made, your DNA report was not in existence.
Our report was authored on the 30th of April and not on the 22nd of January.
So it was not in existence.
Our report was authored on the 30th of April.
So by the time of what?
By the time the report was authored, by the time the summary of evidence was written, the report had not been authored.
DNA report, you said. DNA report.
The evaluative report that we have
The DNA report we have.
authored on
And we
the
use the
30th.
words we have.
The ones we have, the DNA analysis report.
What is the title of this document?
DNA analysis report.
Yes. Says DNA analysis report.
By the way,
Yes, madam.
you can say something, but the link is very clear. Still other people constrict the way it is. Just changing words. Just say what is there. That's what he's asking about. The other was brought in time. Then other people may ask you why this is this, and then you explain. But this one is there with that.
Okay. So
Much obliged, my lord.
Much obliged, my lord. Thank you for that guidance. My lord, as I'm winding up, I just want to ask you, do you know a police officer called a Congo? Sorry. My lord, just want to know where we are ended.
It's about by the time it's about on the notice.
In existence. It's not in existence.
Okay, but okay.
Okay, my lord, I'll give you one last document.
You can
You wrote this report 30th of April to the OCCID General Police Station.
Yes, the report is addressed to OCCID Ginger Road Police Station.
Do you know that OCCID General Police
The
Station?
report is addressed.
The OCCID General Police Station. Do you know that the OCCID General Police Station at that time was called Contamination?
Yes, that name is known to me now.
And that is the person you addressed to report.
That's correct, my lord.
Is that that the same person you would have addressed all your reports to?
The person who requests for any investigative report will address that report to them.
Is it correct to say that the person you would have addressed any report to is a Congo Vivian? Is the OCCID general?
Ah, that's correct.
I wish to show this witness a statement, a police statement from a Congo Vivian.
That's a police statement. Is that so?
Yes. From the OCCID general.
So, be sure it is.
Confirm.
Here, my lord,
Police statement of,
this is police form 2B.
is that a
The
statement?
name of the police officer writing the statement is what?
I'm reading my lord. This is police form 2B. Attending press file number CRB 1070 2024.
The name?
Full names are Detective SP Congo Vivian.
Okay. Detective SP Akongo Vivian.
Occupation police officer, sex female, place of location, Ginger.
Congo Vivian. I want you to go to page 10 of that statement. No, before that, sorry. I want you just to confirm the date that statement is made.
Yes, here is dated 3rd April 2024.
It's dated 3rd April 2024. Kindly go to page 10.
Yes.
Okay, maybe, I don't know, if you can see the line which starts I and my team.
What did we say?
Just on page 10,
Oh, just at the top, okay?
no, at the bottom, some in the middle there.
So which line?
I and my team.
Okay, I and my team.
The witness is yet to come to testify. It will be proper.
Would it be, I want to be guided by who? Would it be proper therefore to read her statement in the open control,
No,
especially
it isn't.
considering the fact
Let
that
him read.
it's here
And
to come
it is
and...
good between
Yes, I would
Both
also
of you.
think so, yes.
Yes.
And
So
tell
you read
yes.
it in your mind and you ask you the question.
Okay.
Much obliged.
Much obliged, my lord. My lord, my question is very simple. Can you
Have
confirm?
we first of all, has he read what you wanted him to read?
No, before he reads it in his mind.
Yes.
Okay, yes, read it in your mind. Tell us when you reached from I and my team took samples up to the end of the page.
Okay, if there is a not come.
No, my lord, just read. He's reading it in his head. He's reading it.
Okay, have you understood?
Have you understood what I'm getting at? Have you reached the end of the page?
Not at all.
Have you reached the end of the page?
Statement of the witness yet to come is not right.
But it's about him. It's about him. It's about him.
If it's about him, then ask him about his report and
No,
not
no.
the statement
It's
of the
about,
other office.
it's about him.
Because it's not the recording officer.
Have you already what is that?
I'll try to correspond.
Yes. Can you confirm that this witness says that the point the witness is making? Go to the next page, the top sentence of the next page. Can you confirm that this witness is saying samples are delivered to you and the results have not yet been retrieved?
That's what it states.
Samples, DNA samples were retrieved to him, were sent to him, sorry my lord,
With him as who?
Directorate of Bureau Directorate of Forensic Services of the Uganda Police Force.
And legal.
they have not been
and they have not been retrieved. The results are yet to be retrieved. So is it correct to say that according to CID, by 3rd April 2024, they had no report from you?
You can ask the investigating officer.
But by when?
By 3rd April 2024, they had no report from you.
Okay.
It's also correct that in this court, there is no other report from you except the one dated the 30th of April.
Is that
My lord, that's the report before court, dated 30th April 2020.
So, Mr. Muberu.
that is okay?
My lord, finalizing?
Yes.
Mr.
Yes. The DNA report.
Yes. Mr. Muberu, I want to put it to you that by the time you sat down to write your report, you had no option but to put in the report what the DPP had already accused A1 of.
My lord, we started working on this case
By the time you sat down to write your report, the DPP had already made an allegation about your results, and therefore you were bound because you're not independent.
That is not true, my lord.
It is not true that
That it is not true
that
that he was already bound
now.
It's not true.
by what the DPP had declared publicly.
Gradually, you can put it to him, you can reference it. I understand. Is that okay with you?
My lord, it is not true.
Yeah,
As
it
the
is
counsel
not
said.
true.
I want to put it to you that the reason why we have prejudicial language in
Hold
your
on, hold on. By what the DPP had done,
what the DPP had already publicly declared in the public domain.
that's true.
Yes, but I want to put it to you that the reason why your lab was chosen as opposed to the lab that traditionally gives evidence in these courts is because you are the one that lacked independence and you could be ordered around.
That's not true, my lord.
Instead of voting
Instead
out,
of the government chemist, the accredited government chemist.
because they could be ordered.
These ones don't have accreditation.
It's not true.
I want to put it to you that the editing of results, the editing of results, the selective swapping of specimen, the failure to test what you should have tested, the contamination in your lab were all deliberate to manufacture a fraudulent case against the Katanga widow and the Katanga orphans.
That's not true, my lord.
That is what?
I want to put it to him that the editing of results, the selective and ridiculous swabbing of samples, The selective swabbing of samples, my lord, was done to manufacture a case against the Katanga widow and the Katanga orphans. I put that to you.
That's not true, my lord.
And I put it to you that in this case, this is my last question.
Yes.
I put it to you that in this case, it is abundantly clear that the Directorate of Forensic Services operated as a kitchen that cooks evidence and not as a lab that finds it.
That is not true, my lord.
Not
We are not a kitchen, my lord. We are a forensic laboratory.
operated, I didn't say your kitchen, I said in this case, you operated.
My lord, the Director of Forensic Services is not a kitchen, it is a forensic laboratory.
I said you operate as a kitchen. But my lord, I will now gratefully thank the court for the time you've given me and hand over to my senior colleague and learned friend, Mr. Makdusman Kabega.
What do you say?
My lord, I would be ready, but maybe it's sufficient time for us to have the break.
At one we are going to break. Can we start for the Please start.
Mr. Mubiru, my learned friend questioned your independence in your analysis which you did this month. Right? It is your evidence that you supervise the so-called at the scene, right?
What is my evidence that supervising all personnel at the scene of crime? I did not directly supervise him, but I supervised the personnel.
My lord, we are going to spend ages here. If Mr. Mubiru does not deal with my questions directly.
Did you supervise? You may not have supervised. Yes, say so. I not supervised. So,
I did not supervise the software, I supervised the entire team.
Correct?
is the so-called part of the team.
The SOCO is under another office as well.
So, you don't supervise.
You supervise officers who collected exhibits, blood samples, saliva, the rest.
No.
Corrected specimen. You did not.
But whatever samples they collected in your presence were then brought to you to analyze.
Samples were not collected in my presence, my lord, but were submitted for analysis to the laboratory.
Were they brought to you?
They were submitted to the laboratory for analysis under the stated procedure.
Were you not at the scene?
My Lord, I've already indicated where I was at.
You see it?
I was at the scene in the stated places.
You want to see?
I accessed the scene on several occasions.
And that is where samples were collected from.
Samples are collected at the scene of crime, at the crime scene.
The samples were collected.
And they were forwarded to you for analysis.
The scene.
You say the seat. Seat of crime. Okay.
And they were brought to you for analysis.
They were submitted to the laboratory as per procedure for analysis.
You are the one who carried out the analysis, were you not?
I led a team that undertook the analysis.
Start from the room. Let's be specific.
I'm being specific, my Lord. I led a team as a lead analyst, reviewer, and supervisor to analyze the exhibits.
Did you analyze the samples brought to you?
The samples were analyzed by me and my team.
Now you are supervising at the scene of crime. Samples are brought to your department
Yes,
for analysis.
yes, my Lord.
So where is the independence?
My Lord will rely on the data that we analyze.
My learned friend has put it to you when he was closing that you edited results. But you selectively and ridiculously swap samples and you manufactured a report to implicate the Katanga family. Heard that?
I
You hear that?
I had that, my Lord. Which I said is not true.
I want to suggest to you, Mr. Mubiru, that in fact you are in the habit of swapping samples, rather shuffling samples. You are in the habit deliberately carrying out contaminations and manufacturing fake reports.
That's not true, my Lord.
I am in the habit.
I am not in the habit. My Lord, that is not my habit.
It's not true. It's not true that I am in the habit of doing what?
I am not in the habit. All have the point.
Okay.
What it is, manufacturing it.
Sorry, my lord.
What specific question? It's not true that I am in the habit of doing what?
Shuffling samples
Samples
and exhibits.
and exhibits.
And you say no.
Yeah, it is not true.
And I want to suggest to you that you have been previously before cited doing exactly that.
My Lord, that is his suggestion. I don't know where it's citing from.
I do not know.
Do you remember the famous case of Kajuli massacre?
My Lord, I testified in.
Do you remember that case?
Yes, I do remember.
testify in that case?
My lord, I was an expert witness in that
Did
case.
you testify, Mr. Mubiru? Come on. Did you testify in that case?
I was an expert witness in that case.
I'll come to that.
He testified. What is the thing for the witness?
What did you testify on?
I testified on a DNA report while I was a government analyst
At Ghana.
at the government analytical laboratory.
Right. I want you to have a look at this.
What is that?
My lord is going to tell us. Look at the first page.
First page reads the Republic of Uganda,
Yes.
in the Court of Appeal of Uganda at Kampala.
Yes.
Forum. Yeah, you can see Honorable Mr. Justice A. Tinomujuni,
Yes.
Honorable Mr. Justice S.B.K. Kabma,
Right.
Honorable Mr. Justice A.S. Shimi, Criminal Appeal Number 39 of 2010, Uganda versus Kato Kajubi.
And what is that? Somewhere down.
Arising from the judgment of the High Court of Masaka, Muchiri J, dated 23rd April 2010, in Criminal Session Case Number 16 of 2009, judgment of the court.
I want you to go to that page which is tagged. What is the page number?
No, the page number is tagged 20.
Right. Would you read to court?
That is Kajubi, what has Uganda?
Sorry, my lord, it is Uganda versus Kato Kajubi Godfrey.
Is it Uganda with the appeal?
Yes. It's criminal appeal number 39, 2010. Right. Can you read the paragraph which is highlighted?
Yes, paragraph here is highlighted is second. And from below, PW is the government analyst
That is you.
who examined, who
Please, that is you.
I have not denied that my name is Andrew.
Say you are the one.
Is a government analyst who examines, there's a spelling here, who examines, I think there is a misspelling, who examines exhibits presented to him by the police. He claims in his evidence that he received exhibit MD5 brackets F2028/08 close brackets from Detective Constable Rashid Nyanzi brackets PW16 close brackets, who was one of the police officer investigating the instant murders. The exhibit is said to be what? An old yellow 10-liter jerrycan. Close quote. He was requested to examine whether it contained human blood. The Land Trial Court did not reveal in his ruling what the results of the examination were. However, whatever the results were, we have carefully studied the evidence of PW16, Rashid Nyanzi. He visited the house of PW3 and PW4. He does not testify that he saw or collected a 10-liter yellow jerrycan stained with blood or any shirts stained with blood. Full stop. We went further and perused the police statement of Rashid Nyanzi. which recorded on 5th November 2000. Nowhere does he say that he saw, all collected, all took to PW11 Andrew Chizimalamu a yellow 10-liter jerry can for blood testing. He, PW11, must have examined an exhibit in another case, but not the case of Uganda versus Katoka Jubi. Therefore, if the land trial judge had evaluated the evidence properly, he could have used it to support the obviously fake evidence of Paul Cassidy.
It is apparent from that.
This is a false character.
No, my lord,
Credibility.
and the fact that there is no, they say, my lord, nowhere does he say that he collected and took to him, the analyst, a yellow 10-liter jerry can blood testing. So where did you get that?
I'll always come back about it.
Now, I'm telling you, Mr. Mbiru, this is one of the cases where you were cited for doing exactly what my line friend was putting to you earlier on.
My lord, the circumstances were different, and what is imputing is not true.
Another one?
Yes. Now, I want to read you this, and I want you to tell me, tell what, whether you subscribe to it, right? If the law has made you a witness, remain a man of science. You have no victim to avenge, no guilty or innocent person to convict or save. You must bear testimony within the limits of science. That's correct. Do you agree? That's correct. A learned friend asked you about the spent cartridge which went through the head of the deceased.
That's the projectile.
Correct?
The projectile.
Yes.
Prediction.
Yes. Which went through the head of the deceased, right?
Yes.
And your finding was that the major contributor, the blood on it, was ironically not that of the deceased, but another individual who this projectile did not hit.
I would allow me to look at my report.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
This exhibit number.
Page 28 of your report.
Yeah. Now this is the mixed DNA. According to my opinion, there is a mixed DNA profile, my lord, of at least 2 donor contributors.
Page 28 of the
Yes.
There is
A mixed DNA profile of at least 2 donor contributors. That mixed DNA profile, my lord, is examined under two sets of hypotheses, which we advanced on page 28. And we are of the opinion that it is more likely that the major contributor is the person of interest and the minor contributor is the deceased, as opposed to the deceased and one untested unrelated person. That is the proposition that we tested.
Yes, I'm saying, rather telling you, that finding is ridiculous.
My lord.
That this bullet goes through the head of the deceased and goes through, and yet your finding is that the deceased is the minor contributor to DNA. On that projectile.
My lord, I cannot speak to the ridiculousness, but I can speak to the data that we have. And since I was not there, I don't know who else was there to see the bullet going through the head and landing wherever the sock was able to pick it from.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. In your lab, it is, or rather, it is your evidence that you undertake forensic examination of materials that are submitted to you by police.
Yes.
And that is on police form 17A.
That is correct, my lord.
And you have a team of officers an examiner, right?
Yes, sir.
So what do you want?
A. You have an analyst,
Yes.
you have the reviewer, yes,
That's correct.
and you have the lab technician.
That's correct.
What does the examiner do?
The examiner works together with the
What does the examiner do?
examiner, participates in the examination.
What does the analyst do?
We also participate in the examination of the exam.
What does the reviewer do?
What's the status today?
Examination.
Yes, and the reviewer.
Yes, the reviewer has the option.
What does the reviewer do?
The reviewer participates in the entire process of examination and review.
What's first? The entire.
Examination of evidential material and ultimate administrative review and technical review.
And ultimate.
Administrative, technical and administrative review.
You also have the lab technician.
Yes, my lord.
What does he do?
The lab technician is limited to the role of operating instruments. And some light clerical work.
when you get a swab, for example,
Yes, my lord.
you will have 4 people to deal with it, correct?
No. That's not true.
I said 4. Why? You have the examiner,
Yes.
you have the analyst,
Yes.
you have the reviewer,
Yes.
and the lab technician. Those are 4.
Yes, they participate, but you don't have to deal with them. The swab doesn't have to deal with all the 4.
Sorry?
You have said, my lord, you said that the swab has to deal with. I am saying that participation is like the person's nature.
Yes, I'm saying that when you get a swab, for examination, yeah, these 4 people participate.
Yes, at different. They will participate in the whole chain of analysis.
Very well. Now, so who was the lab technician in this case, in respect of the materials you examined?
My lord, am I allowed to review the views of my court?
Thank you. This is court. What is confidential about
My lord,
the lab technician? Yes, he's a police officer. But I'm asking him.
Okay, you review.
Thank you, brother.
Who was the lab technician?
I have AIP team.
What do you mean?
Right, your team.
Next.
I have so many technicians.
Right. Who was the reviewer?
My lord, I am the reviewer.
Okay, stand with
Because
Is that true? Who was the analyst?
one of the staff that is Mahad
Then the other one.
not feeling well, cannot
The analyst already has been disclosed in court here at Alabasari Manor. Red Manor.
And who was the examiner?
I doubled as the examiner. My lord, I doubled as the examiner.
So you examined and you reviewed.
Yes, I was the examiner and reviewer.
Can you take a look at your report?
Yes.
Who did you sign as?
Reviewer.
You did not indicate that you are also the examiner. Did you?
According to us, so he's the reviewer and also that was an examiner.
Did you indicate?
No, I did not indicate.
Correct me if I'm wrong. In your evidence in the chief when my land sister was leading you, did you tell this court that you are the lead examiner, supervisor, and reviewer.
Yes, that's correct.
He was the lead examiner, was the supervisor, and reviewer.
Is that so?
That was my testimony.
But in the report you sign as the
Reviewer.
reviewer.
That's correct.
Yeah, you have to stop there.
I can go on.
Okay, I think this is great. Yeah, we shall come back. What time is it? 2 o'clock.
Yes, good afternoon everyone. The case is resuming at 2. As we are heading for lunch, we shall come back. This one we are seeing, this is in the Katanga murder case. The case against the wife. The case against the wife, 2 daughters. There is a chamber boy and a medical practitioner. Yes, the case is resuming at 8 p.m. for further hearing. That will be cross-examination from the defense legal team. Thank you.
Yes, please.
And the witness use the lunch break. Come back with the right procedure money.
Can you get it?
Let me make my way.
He says that.
Okay, yes, I understand. Sorry. There is a mistake. It is the mistake I made. Kindly, sorry, take my apology. The case is resuming at 2 p.m. Sorry. I'd made some errors when I was communicating to you. Kindly. The case is resuming at 2 p.m. for further hearing. As I've told you, it will be the defense still cross-examining the witness. Yes, the forensic experts in DNA. Yes, from CID Chibuli. Yes, kindly, we meet again. Thank you. Moz. You want to